Shall we start, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Unmute, sir, please.
Yes, sir. You can start.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. You can start, sir.
So, very good evening to you all. Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya Ausa, District Latur, is organized a world record series 2. Today there is 290th session of the long series, and the keynote speaker for today's session on dais, Honorable. Welcome to you, madam. I welcome the chief organizer, our ideal principal of Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya Ausa, Honorable M. Ambedkar sir. I welcome faculty members from my college and all those attendees. The topic for today's presentation is integrating flipped learning in the classroom. Now this topic is going to present, as I have mentioned, Honorable Anagha Mahajan madam. She is an assistant professor serving at MIT World Peace University, Pune. So with this brief introduction, now you are requested, madam, please start your presentation on the topic integrating flipped learning in the classroom. You are most welcome.
Hello.
Yes, madam. Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
I think there is problem of internet. She will try to join. Okay, madam. Welcome.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Am I audible,
Yes.
sir?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Am I audible, sir? Sorry, there is a connection loss.
No problem. Yes, madam. You are audible and visible. Okay. Continue.
Yes, sir. Okay. So, very good evening to all of you. Thank you for giving this opportunity to me. My today's topic is integrating flipped learning in the classroom. First of all, I will ask you that how many of you know the flipped learning? I can see your reply that some of you maybe know the flipped learning, but this is the new pedagogy. Flipped learning is a new pedagogy. You have a conventional teaching method. So if I explain the conventional teaching method is that the teacher come in the class and deliver the content in the class. That he teaches, he deliver the lecture, and what happens when student go to home, then he does the homework. But what happens at that homework doing time, so if students have any difficulty or any doubt, at that time teacher is not present there. Okay, so whenever teacher is most needed to the students, the teacher is not present. So flipped learning, it is also called as the inverted learning, it is also called as the reverse learning. So in traditional learning, what happens, our class time is utilized mostly in the delivering the content. But in flipped learning, what happens? We are using this class time for very informational, communicative, and transactional activities. And these activities are very high cognitive activities. and content delivery is at home. At home means outside the class. So student watch this content delivery is the out of the class and it is prior to the class. Suppose any teacher wants to teach any topic, so instead of delivering the content in the class, so teacher make a digitalized content in the form of videos, in the form of text, in the form of PPT, along with the formative assessment. And then teacher post this content because this is the digital era now. And in this digital era, the communication and digital devices are very much after the COVID-19 pandemic. These digital devices are reachable to most of the people, we can say. So teacher posts this content for students or group of students at home. Then what happens when student watch this video or read this time? So he can watch and he can read as per his pace, right? And as many time if he want to repeat, so student can repeat, student can make speed slow and then watch. So what happens? So this delivery of content happens prior to the class, and whatever the high cognitive activity they take place in the class. So here discover the power of flip learning and how it can transform your classroom and explore the benefits and implementation and strategies, challenges and successful case studies. So let's see the next. Please confirm whether you can see the next slide. I hope you can see the next slide. Okay. So so what is flip learning first? So flip learning is an instructional approach where students learn new content outside of class and often through the pre-recorded videos or readings and engage in active learning activities during the class time. So what happens? Student learn this content prior to the class and the active learning happens in the class. So flip learning, what is flip learning? It is a pedagogical model that involves students watching digitized or online lectures as pre-class homework and then the spending in the class time engaged in the active learning experiences such as discussion, peer teaching, presentation, projects, problem solving, computations and group activities. So generally in that conventional and traditional learning, what happens? Because every teacher has a time frame, he has to follow guideline and time frame of the university or whatever the governing body. And when he deliver the content in the class, most of the time of his content class is utilized in delivering the content, and there is very limited time remain for this peer teaching, presentation, projects, problem solving, and computations and group activities. Actually, these activities and this type of the learning activities, they are very much important to enhance the student learning experiences. Don't you think so? Okay. One more thing, this platform is open to all. You can interact with me. This is not a one-way communication. You can ask me in between or you can interact in between, right? So here are some examples. So you may think that, but you know that you are familiar with the flip learning now, but you may think that how we can implement this flip learning in the class. And with respect to your subjects, so most of you are different diverse subjects, some of geometry or chemistry or whatever. So the conventional flip learning classroom, the basic model is here that students are given access to the learning materials, usually through online video and content, allowing them to attend class prepared to engage in discussions and activities. Now, for example, here is the pre-op geometry. So students watch videos at home and then come to the class to work on problems and get help from the teacher. In the conventional teaching, what happens? When students go at home and solve the problem, at that time, if he needed the teacher, the most needed teacher, most of the time where he needed teacher, so teacher is not present. But in flip learning, so whenever student needed teacher, the teacher is present there. So he, in this geometry, suppose this is the geometry lecture, geometry subject. So if he watch the video, if he learn the content at home and whatever the queries in his mind, whatever the difficulty, doubts and challenges, he can come in the class and ask to teacher and teacher can address these queries. So this is the benefit. Then, for example, the another subject English. Suppose there is a grammar presentation, student watch grammar presentation at home and then come to class to work on the exercises. And next is the test taking tips. So students watch videos on test taking tips and home and come to class to work on the practice test. Suppose teacher has delivered the video at home and along with the formative assessment, so student tries to solve this assessment, formative assessment. They are very basic and conceptual assessment. And if he has any problem or if he are lacking somewhere, he can come in the class and ask to teacher and clear his doubt. And if he want to practice and teacher has assigned, so he can practice more on that. Do you agree with me for that?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
great.
yes.
So next is you can integrate play classroom like activity, that peer teaching. So peer teaching gives the very rich experiences to the student. And many times what happens to teacher didn't get time to for such activities because they are time consuming activities. So if this happens, flip learning, so peer teaching can be happen. Student watch videos of their peers teachings and concept at home and then come to the class to discuss and clarify the concept. So in this way, we can say that flip learning insists the collaborative learning, because peer teaching is nothing but a collaborative learning. And if you know that in NEP 2020, the such different learning experiences are so much emphasis, that collaborative learning, project based learning. So here also in the same case of the project based learning, the student watch videos on the project topic at the home and then come to the class to work on the project. Again, same with the problem solving. Student watch videos on problem solving strategies at home and then come to the class to work on problems. Then computations. So student watch videos on computational methods at home and then come to the class to work on the computation. I have listed here example because you are the diverse subjects faculty, and you may think that whether it is possible for my subject. Yes, it is possible for any subject. Even you can the basic concept you can deliver at home. Home means outside the classroom. Let's move towards the benefits of flip learning in the classroom. So what are the benefits? So improved student engagement. In our traditional learning, teacher deliver content, the students are watching and listening only, or maybe they are participating actively. But what happens in this conventional learning? The group learning happens. But what is the beauty of the flip learning? The personalized learning happens here. How come, you may ask? So when students watch video prior to the class, they are watching there alone. And they are watching the many times, as many times they want. They are watching by their pace. So this means that their personalized learning happen. And in classroom, the group learning and collaborative learning happens. So one of the benefit of the flip learning is improved student engagement. So by completing pre-class activities, students come to class prepared and ready to actively participate in the discussions and hands-on activities, depends on the subject. So this is the benefit of flip learning. Another benefit is opportunity for personalized instructions. Just now I have explained, flip learning allows teachers to provide individualized support to students, addressing their specific learning needs and fostering a more personalized learning experiences. So this is the one more benefit of flip learning in the classroom. Then enhance active learning. So with the traditional lecture, time is minimized. So students have more opportunities to engage in collaborate, problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity during the class. So you can compare our traditional learning and flip learning. You can imagine now. So think about this. Suppose you are teaching, tomorrow you are teaching any topic to your students. So you may prepare any text file or video. Not necessary you are going to prepare. Whatever the Creative Commons video, you can use them for the educational purpose only. if any video you find is very suitable to your content, you can send the link of the video, or you can send the video to the students. They will watch, they will learn this topic, and then when they will come in the class, you can have any kind of activities suitable to your content, suitable to your subject. So in this way, students will get the very rich learning experiences, and they will help the understanding, their student conceptual understanding is more. Do you agree with me?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Please.
That's great. Now next, it's not only beneficial for students, but it's also beneficial for teachers. Why? Children will often be gaining their knowledge from sources other than the teacher, because you know that the children are one more step nowadays be the teacher, and they are continuously surfing and watching videos, or even if you cannot stop them, so they are continuously doing these things. So they will offer gaining their knowledge from sources other than the teacher, and such as through the use of existing YouTube video, and this enables the teacher to act more as a facilitator. You know that all of us know that in NEP, the role of a teacher is the important, that is the facilitator. So here in the flip learning, the teacher gets an opportunity to act as a facilitator rather than the person delivering the knowledge. That means you know that there are kind of a role of a teacher, that dictator. Dictator means in the ancient, because in 1780s, the role of a teacher is the dictatorship. That means teacher dictate the lectures, and they student listen or watch and go at home and do the homework. So at that time, the role of a teacher was the dictator. But now here you will get an opportunity to act more as a facilitator. That's why it is beneficial for the teachers also. It's beneficial for students because the use of flipped classroom model means pupils become more familiar with technology and how to use it in a professional environment rather than to solely communicate it with their friends or play games. It's not everyone, but many times what happens, students utilize their time in the playing games. But if you give them such a lecture, so they may think that they can watch the another lecture on the basis of this, or they may be curious at that time, so they can have another new information regarding that particular topic. It also gives the purpose to work away from the classroom. So many times you try to go beyond the classroom. So flip learning gives the opportunity to go beyond the classroom. Plus enables pupils, here pupils means student or learners, to seek guidance on the work when not in the school, such as through the use of discussion forums or instant messaging. So that's why we can understand that the flip learning is a beneficial for teacher as well as students. Now, flexibility, one more benefit is flexibility in learning pace. So flip learning empowers students to learn at their own pace, ensuring that they have the necessary time and support to fully grasp the complex concept before moving forward. In traditional learning, what happens? Teacher has the time limit. In 45 or 1 hour lecture, teacher dictate. Maybe some student in 1 or 2 minutes, the student may not be attentive at that time, and he is lacking that line or that particular topic or concept, and he may not understand the next thing. But in this flip learning, if the student will get the flexibility in his learning pace, so this is the benefit, and he can grasp the complex concept before moving forward. So he can replay, he can rewatch many times or reread. Now, what are the strategies for implementing flip learning? So selecting appropriate learning resource. So here, selecting appropriate learning resource. Many times what happens, the teacher selecting the learning resource is very important, because if you send them anything which is not very much attractive, or which is not very much, you can say that related or attentive, so in that case, students may get bored and they will not watch before the class. So that's why selecting appropriate learning resources is very important. It is one more the first strategy that choose high quality videos, readings, and interactive material that aligns with the learning objective and engage student effectively. So we in the another way we can say that whatever content you are sending to the students, so this content must be engaging. Engaging means student is motivated to watch it. Otherwise if you send him anything or it is very boring or monotonous, so student may lack the motivation to watch and they will not watch the videos or whatever the content. So this is the first strategy. Next is design pre-class activities. So not only the students are watching at outside the class, but design some activities also. So it will engage them to think or thought provoking questions or thought provoking activities. So create engaging and thought provoking activities that encourage students to explore and prepare the content before coming to the class. So this is the second strategy, that design pre-class activities. So not only the video or text files to send them, but along with this content delivery, some activities or some formative assessment questions should be there, that they can, why they can solve this question and they can think that whether how much I understood, right? The next is the promoting effective in class discussion. So once they learn the content, so in class time is very crucial. So promoting the effective in class discussion. So if you think that teacher has to choose wisely what activity or how they are utilizing their class time. So I, in the second slide, I have given some examples with respect to some subjects, that what engaging activities can happen in the class. So if they can make a debate, if their language question, if their history or civics, or presentation or seminar or problem solving, group discussion, there's so many engaging activity suitable to your content you can conduct in the class. And definitely these activities will give them the collaborating social behavioral experiences, collaborative experiences, then interaction will more with the students, also student and teacher interaction will also more. Now there are some challenges also for the flip learning. So one of the biggest challenge in the flip learning is the creating the content. So that's why at the first time I told you that not only, not necessary that every time you are going to create your video, because sometimes the video creating videos are these things very time consuming, so it may increase the teacher's load, but then don't take a load. So time management for teacher and students, so provide clear guidelines and structure to help the students manage their time effectively and support teachers with streamlined planning and resources. So also guide your student to manage time effectively, and teacher has to also has to be manage his time effectively. Then technological constraint and accessibility, this is the one biggest challenge, that technological constraint. Just now we have seen at the start of the our webinar, my internet connection was lost. So these technological glitches may be there, so this challenge, but we can overcome later this challenge. Also the accessibility, so maybe in the rural area there may be the problem for students to accessible such kind of devices, or but now after COVID-19 pandemic, the in remote areas also the most of the things they are reachable there. Okay, and provide technical support to overcome the technological barriers. Next is addressing student accountability. What happens? Establish clear and expectation,
सर बोला सर
because
नमस्कार.
many times it may possible that you are
छान छान
posting the
बोला की
content to the students prior the class, but student they are not watching, they are not reading, and they come directly to the
सर.
class. And it may possible that you are going, you have defined a very high interactive or high cognitive activities in the class, but if student have not learned this content before,
धन्यवाद
and
सर.
you have directly going to the start that high cognitive activities, cognitive
तुमचा
level
मेसेज आलाय
activities
का
in the
सर?
class.
काय डिसाईड
So
केलं
it may be create a confusion in the students mind because they
नाही
don't know
म्हणजे
anything about
तुमचं
the
कॉलेज
topic
कुठलं आहे त्याच्यावर
prior.
अंदाजे तुम्हाला
So
कुठल्या कॉलेजमध्ये
addressing the
जायचं.
student accountability is a very much important challenge in
हां
implementing.
हां हां.
So teacher must ensure
तुम्ही
that
रिसेंड करा की सर
students
तुमचा
are
विषय टॉपिक.
watching and
कारण तसं
reading
तरी
and
मार्चपर्यंत फुल आहे,
studying
परंतु
the
अलीकडे
content before
पलीकडे
to
आता
the
आजचाच
class.
वेबिनार कसा
For
अचानक ठरला तसं
self-assessment
होतं
and
कधी कधी
foster a
काही लोकांना
culture of
अडचण येते. मी
responsibility.
बोलवतो
So,
तुम्हाला. हां हो सर.
teacher must initiate
काहीही चेंज करू
and the
शकतो त्या दिवशी
habits
सुद्धा करू
and
शकतो, मला
foster a
फक्त
culture
डाटा
of
पाहिजे. हां
responsibility and ownership among the students.
नाही नाही तेच टॉपिकचं
So
नाव
once
विषय
the students are capable
डेसिग्नेशन
to
नाव
take their
एवढंच पाहिजे
ownership
ना.
of their learning,
हां
so
ते कधी
and
तुम्ही
so
बदलू
it
शकता,
will
तसं काही नाही. हो सर.
lead
पाठवा
to
सर.
them as a self-regulated
हो थँक्यू
learning.
सर.
So self-regulated learning is a new term. I don't know whether how many of you know this self-regulated learning, but flip learning. Some researchers have proved that flip learning fosters self-regulated learning. Okay, so addressing this is the actually challenge, but if this challenge is addressed very well, so definitely it will be convert into the opportunity. Right, establish clear expectations. So while delivering the content before or prior to class, so teacher must set the clear expectation from students, and also keep track that they are watching, they are reading or listening whatever the content type you have sent to them. Then for self-assessment, they are solving and foster a culture of responsibility. The students are responsibly doing this and ownership among the students. So this challenge can be converted in the opportunity very well. Then assessing students' learning in the flipped classroom. Now, how we can assess the student learning in the flipped classroom? So first, that using formative assessment to gauge the understanding. So that's why using the formative assessment, you know that the purpose of the formative assessment is only the clearing the concept or to gauge the understanding. So use the formative assessment to gauge the understanding whether students are understood. If they have not understood, what is their level of understanding, where they are lagging, and what kind of a next step teacher has to take. So this is the formative assessment or feedback system or other sources teacher can understand what is the next step they can take. Then incorporate frequent quizzes, discussions, and interactive assignments to assess students' comprehension and identify areas for further support. So in this way, teacher can take steps. The second is providing timely feedback and support. So time to time providing timely feedback and support. If suppose student was in the prior in the class and they come in the class, and if teacher notice that this student is lacking this, so immediate providing feedback and support. So immediately his short term knowledge get converted into long term memory. Then this support offer personalized feedback, address misconceptions, and provide additional resources to ensure the students receive the necessary support to succeed. So in this way, we can assess the flipped classroom in the learning. Case studies of successful flipped learning integration. So example of flipped learning classroom models and outcomes. So you can take more information and you can read more case studies on this flipped learning. Flipped learning is also called as the flipped classroom or inverted classroom. It is also known as the flipped classroom model also. They are the similar words. So explore real world examples of flipped learning environments and discover the positive impacts on the student engagement, achievement, and enjoyment of the learning process. So you have to that means teacher has to discover many case studies. There are so many case studies listed on the internet and even many educational websites also. So you can read and you can also search the real life examples. Then tips for for successful implementation of the flipped learning in your classroom. So first is creating supportive and collaborative learning environment. So foster a culture of trust, collaboration and support where students feel empowered to take ownership on their learning. So once student understand the benefit, and if they see the fruits of flip learning into their own thought process, into their own achievement, so definitely they will take responsibility of their learning. So this is the responsibility means ownership. So student will take the ownership of their learning. Then second is continuous reflection and adjustment of flip learning strategies. See, teacher should not be rigid in that case. So if you many times what happens, teacher has decided proper plan, but this immediate flexibility should be there. But many times what happens, due to some unavoidable causes, there is not only the teacher student but other causes also there. So teacher may has to cancel or postpone his plan or change his plan. So teachers should be flexible, regularly assess the effectiveness of the flip learning activities, gather student feedback, and refine your approach to minimize impact and engagement. So in these ways, the teacher can be flexible in the flip learning strategies and keep track. Also, gather the student feedback always and refine your approach to maximize impact and engagement. So, how the teacher is possessing the role of facilitator in flip learning? What is mean by facilitator? Facilitator means teacher intervene only when student is needed, not unnecessary. So, in this flip learning, what happens? Students are learning by their own. That means they are starting to take the responsibility of their learning. But teacher are, whenever teacher is needed, they can intervene. So this is my presentation of flip learning. I will specially keep my remaining time for the discussion. So if you have any question, if you have any queries, you can ask. The floor is open for you.
Thank you so much, madam, for the wonderful presentation.
Thank you.
Now it's a time for discussion. Participants are requested. If you have any query, would like to ask, please come ahead, dear participants.
Sir, this is Dr. Prashant. My voice is clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir, please welcome. Welcome, sir.
Ma'am, is digital content has any impact on forgetting and memorization?
No, sir. No. Actually, you can make digital content very interactive and impactful. If you delivering the content through video, so you can make very interactive video. You can insert 360-degree photos. You can insert 360-degree tools, and now there are so many tools are available on the internet. And so many learning resources also available. Not only the tools, but learning resources also available. You can gather them, you can jot down, and you can sort them, and you can deliver to your students.
No, madam. I think so. Digitalization has forgetting phenomena too much. Anyway, this contact number 2. Can you elaborate about the more on assessment part?
Yes. So assessment part means when you are delivering the content at home. So at that time, you are not delivering, you are not giving them the very hard or difficult questions, just for the knowledge checking.
No.
Whether they understood the concept, it is formative. Yes,
1 minute. Suppose there are suppose 5 competencies we are assessing.
Yes.
Okay. And how we will assess that? How many students achieve the 5 level? How many students achieve the 4 level? How many students achieve the 3 level, 2 level, 1 level, and none of them has received any competency? How we can assess?
Yes, sir. Actually, it will be assessed in the class activities, in class discussions.
Hello, madam. I don't think so, ma'am. It is possible. Okay, nice.
Yes, sir. In class discussion, immediate feedback teacher can understand.
Hello.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, Mote sir, please.
Sir, you are not audible clearly.
Your voice is breaking, Mote sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Proceeding by learning and teaching.
Yes,
अध्ययन
sir.
अध्यापन क्या है?
Sir, I have removed him. He is not serious about asking. You can ask to other. Okay, sir.
Yes.
Mote Rao sir, please ask questions again. Dr. Surendra sir, please mute yourself.
एक मिनट I will mute him. Who is there? कोणाला म्यूट करायचं?
Suresh Agrawal sir.
मी म्यूट
Hello, sir.
Please sir, please. Mote Rao sir, please.
Hello.
Yes, sir. You are
Yes sir.
Teaching और learning की process क्या है?
sorry.
Teaching and learning process कैसी है?
Sir, teaching and learning process means delivery of the content it outside the class,
Yeah.
and we can say that homework in the class. Homework means yes, it is like a homework because with homework in higher hot thinking questions, so they can cover in the class.
ठीक है, ठीक है.
Yes. Am I said clear your query, sir? Okay.
If anyone from teachers, if you want to discuss with this topic, on this topic, you can discuss.
Dr. Swanand Shukla sir, please.
Good evening, Dr. Bedkar sir, Principal sir, Prashant sir, and good evening, ma'am. Wonderful presentation. Nowadays, we are promoting the NEET, and now we are going for NEP, where they are suggesting the, no teaching, learning, like a teacher is delivering a lecture, and passively the students are listening the lecture. Whether they are in the classroom or no, we don't know also. So nowadays, the students, we want to make them more active. So I think this kind of a study, the flipped classes or integration or, we are going with CBA and other aspects, OSCE and OSPE and DEPS and DOPS. So all these aspects are very, very necessary. Now we have to learn. And the traditional way, what we were following, that, the teacher was teaching in the classroom and the students sitting passively on the benches, listening to the lecture or taking down the notes. To what extent, we cannot reach to every student. But in this, I think, when we are giving a material to everyone come prepared. And everyone come prepared means they go through it. It is an active process where the students are learning by themselves. And I think that gives more impression in their mind about the subject rather than sitting passively. And now when they are coming to, with the means all those, I think the aspects, the teacher is there to mentor or facilitator. He will just ask questions, or there may be a kind of discussion, or there may be a kind of debate, and then we have to judge how much the student have grasped. And no doubt the teacher is there to, again, if suppose there are some kind of gaps in the knowledge, so the teacher is there to help them out. So I think that's the best way of studying. And I really appreciate ma'am's today's presentation, and it is a very much required nowadays, because now, when the NEP will come, we have to be prepared for this. So this is the kind of preparedness what we are doing. So traditional ways are there, chalk and board and, one-sided didactics lectures, all these are there. But nowadays, they are going away, and this kind of techniques are coming forward. So if we are also giving some clinical material or case studies of the patients, and then the student comes to the classroom, and mind you, we get number of facets. Usually what happens, the teacher is having his own view and he impart and he just give his view, and the students admit passively whether it is correct. No, we are not nowadays, the education is not giving a chance to, find out what is the truth. But here I think they can explore further and further. So really wonderful presentation what you have made. Yes, definitely. The question will come, should we go with maybe a Google exam or Google Form exam, or just Viva or OC? That assessment part will be there, but definitely I think it will help the students and it will accelerate the educational process.
Sure.
So, thank you very much, ma'am, for your wonderful presentation. I really thank our Dr. Bedkar sir, principal sir, to bring such a wonderful topics. And the most of people over here they are educationists, and they will be getting benefited. Yes, definitely, there will be some kind of resistance will come. People may admit, people may not admit. That is another story. But yes, definitely, the truth is we have to admit this at the end of this NEP and all other aspects, NAC, everything. They require this very much. Thank you very much.
Actually, there are so many researches have done in the abroad, but in India, the very few research done in the flip learning course.
Yeah.
Abroad, and they are using very much extensively flip learning course or flip learning.
Reading it, and a very important thing, we should learn from our side. Like when I was a student, I was not learning so much, but when I become a teacher, then I started learning more. So now I have to present myself when then we prepare more, and that is how the learning becomes more active and more effective. What I can say. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
बेटकर सर जी
जी बोलिए मोतीराव सर बोलिए.
नाही, काल मी पण होतो, पण मला कालही प्रमाणपत्र मिळालं नाही.
पुन्हा तुम्ही मेसेज करा हा, कारण इथं सध्या चर्चा चालू आहे, किंवा हे संपल्यानंतर बोलू आपण सर. ओके सर.
ओके ओके सर, ओके ओके.
शिवाजी टेकाळे सर, if you want to ask, please.
Yes. I think two hands are raised.
Madam, Dr. Swanand Shukla have asked.
Okay.
By mistake, it is hand raised, I think. Manisha Tikore, madam, please. Manisha, ma'am. So thank you so much, Honorable Prashant Thote sir, Motirao sir, and Dr. Swanand Shukla sir, for the nice queries and also share some views regarding the topic. Thank you so much. Now I request Chief Organizer of the series, Honorable Principal M. Bedkar sir, for the concluding words. You are welcome, sir.
Thank you, Prashant sir. And today's resource person, Anagha Mahajan madam, who is from MIT World Peace University, Pune. We are thankful to you, madam, for today's presentation, because we mostly are all teachers, and it's a new means advanced learning tool, that is flipped learning tool. You have explained what are the types of that, how we implement in our teaching, what are the challenges for that. So this is detailed, you have explained here. And for the participants, I would like to inform you that today only I have requested her, and she accepted our invitation and ready for the presentation for today. So it's so great help for this dias, because if someone gives early information that is possible to prepare, but in today it's also within few hours you detailed did this study. As a part of your research you have done so many work on that, but as a part of this webinar you have shared that important things for the teachers. As you have said that there are some challenges for making videos of our teaching, that is hard one, it's correct one, but we can give the other resources provide you which are ready for the student, we can refer to that. Also, if once we made a perfect video on a particular topic, it will keep forever up to that syllabus, up to the existence of syllabus. So it is the benefit of that, there is no need to again shoot on the same topic. So it's a useful tool to use the students and teachers more effectively for the impart of the knowledge. As Dr. Sanand Shukla sir said that it will accelerate the education, this tool and this effectively. Thank you madam for joining here, and you have made that there should be no gap in the series, and you have supported us for this, because otherwise there was a gap from last 1 year, not a single gap was there. Thank you madam.
Thank you, sir. Just one thing, Prashant sir asked me the question regarding memory. I will definitely include in my research. Thank you, sir, Prashant sir, for asking this query, and I will definitely work on it, whether it is really happen or not.
It's the research, because when we give our knowledge to the society, what the feedback is there, can we think
Yeah.
differently on that? So it's the research. Thank you madam. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I am thankful, sir. Prashant sir will express vote of thanks. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now it's time to vote of thanks. Shri Kumarswami Mahavidyalaya Ausa, District Latur, is organized a world record series too. Today we have completed 219th series. And the topic for today's presentation was integration flip learning in the classroom, which have been presented by Honorable Anagha. Very sincerely, very in a simple language. The PPT was very perfect. Point to point explanation you have made by Honorable Anagha Madam, where she explained what is flip learning, giving different examples about the flip learning, then benefits of flip learning in the classroom, how this methodology helps to teachers and for the students, then implementation different strategies, as well as assessing the students' learning in the flipped classroom, and also enlightened upon the case study of flipped learning. And at last, by giving the different tips about the implementation of flipped learning, you explained very nicely, madam, clearly. So thank you so much on behalf of the organizing committee members. You accepted our invitation and joined for the series. Thanks once again. I thank the chief organizer of the series, Honorable Principal M. Ambedkar sir. Also thanks faculty members of my college, Dr. Dekale sir, Jambuvan Rao Kadam sir, Praveen Udge sir, and others. And I should not forget all those dear participants. Very big thanks to Dr. Sanand Shukla sir, Prashant Thote sir, as well as Mote Rao sir, who asked nice queries discussed in the session. So thanks a lot to you all once again. Now I request please fill the feedback link which is given in the chat box. With the kind permission of the chief organizer, I declare the session is over. Thanks a lot once again to you all. Thank you so much, Anagha ma'am, for being with us.